Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. We live in a pretty messed up football world when the Antonio Brown series hits its AB went to jail episode, and that's not the most messed up football story of the day, Perna. Yes, Brown turned himself in and spent the night in jail, as I covered in the last episode, but the New Orleans Saints are going to court to try and prevent hundreds of emails from being released to the public that allegedly show that the team executives helped the Roman Catholic Archdiocese do PR damage control for sexual abuse crimes the church helped cover up. Do you understand how serious this is? The Saints are obviously denying these allegations and are going to court to prevent us from finding out how deplorable they probably are. But if this is true, it's the most disgusting thing an NFL organization has been accused of and would make a lot of sense as to why God keeps striking the Saints down in the playoffs. Today, church and football come together in not harmonious fashion. Whew. That's good, sports. But is it good? Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want videos that normally do not feature church, sex crime, football crossovers. Then that's usually what you're gonna get here. Football videos that are mildly funny. Today, though, is not one of those days, and I have to warn you, I'm going to talk about some uncomfortable topics in regard to the Saints, and no, it's not pass interference. So feel free to just go ahead and skip this episode if pedophiles make you uncomfortable. I'll give you 3 seconds to leave. 3, 2, 1. For everyone still here, arrest them, internet police. Arrest those who aren't made uncomfortable by pedos. If you stayed, you're sick. That was a trap, and you just got trapped. Now, I'm not a religious man, but I don't judge those of faith. I support people believing in whatever they choose if it doesn't hurt others and if it just helps them get through the day. I'm not here to give my opinions on Catholicism, and I really feel for loyal Catholics who have had their key players busted for sexual abuse of children more than my key players testing positive for PEDs. And to be clear, the PED in NFL is not short for pedo, like in your case. Now, while writing this very episode, 2 cute old ladies rang my doorbell, and when I answered because I thought it was my Amazon package, they asked if I knew the name of God. And I swear to God, that literally happened while writing about church crimes. I said no, but in my head, I was pretty sure, like, his name is God, right? Like, is that a trick question? Anyway, it made me think God has got to be pretty pissed at the Saints right now. God, if that's his name, is like, I gave you Drew Brees, and this is how you repay me, Saints? With Bountygate and now this? And then another God was like, yeah, and I gave you Taysom Hill. But then real God was like, when you get 1.2 billion followers, you can claim that you're a God. Which, with Taysom Hill's God only having about 15 million believers, makes him like a football player and the real God like an NFL owner. Anyways, I digress. I did not go to business school, clearly, but here's a little bit of advice. If the Catholic Church sends you an email asking how your PR team might handle the news that several of your employees committed sex abuse crimes and that you may have helped hide those crimes from the public, do not respond. Send that shit to spam and unsubscribe. Gmail makes it very easy to do that. Now, to be fair to the Saints, on the screen right now is their full release and statements on the whatever this is. And you can see why the Saints PR team is so good, because if you pause and read through the Saints statement, it looks like they did absolutely nothing wrong other than provide a little bit of advice to the Catholic Church. But when the advice you're providing is how to deal with the media because your company helped hide the crimes of a pedophile, helped hide the crimes of many pedophiles, you are always wrong. That's a call you don't take. This is work and advice you don't supply. You say, thanks, we still support the church. Maybe next time we can help you with something that doesn't involve, I don't know, touching fucking kids. But to be fair to the Saints, this is their statement. And maybe if the emails come out, we will see that they were very benign and the Saints organization didn't do anything that will cost anyone their jobs. Again, and I have to be clear, the Saints are denying that they helped the Catholic Church officials by providing PR advice for sex abuse crimes, because when someone accuses you of helping pedophile employers, you deny. Just like the footlong turkey sub had to do when we learned Jared from Subway was a pedo. Speaking of, I'm pretty sure the roast beef sandwich was the only sub to not condemn Jared. So keep that in mind next time you're in line at Subway. Being a conscious consumer is cool, kids. Now, the entire reason football was invented was so people had an excuse not to go to church on Sunday. Hell, we call football a religion, and it's why an NFL team has no business being involved so heavily with another religion. The facts are, 20 men are suing the Archdiocese of New Orleans for employing George F. Brignac, a school teacher and a deacon who allegedly abused several boys. That's directly from TMZ Sports and was also reported by the Associated Press for those who want a more reliable source. Saints owner Gail Benson and VP of Communications Greg Bensel are being accused of helping the church deal with those heinous charges publicly. The emails the Saints are trying to keep from getting released to the public are team emails in which they advise church officials on how to downplay sexual abuse through their PR department. How stupid do you have to be to willingly give strategic advice on the best way to make a child molester seem less bad so people don't stop going to church? Eli Manning retires, Antonio Brown arrested, Kareem Hunt given a speeding ticket. All on NFL.com. Guess which news wasn't on NFL.com? The only Saints news on NFL.com was that if Drew Brees does come back, it will only be with the Saints. Well, Drew, are you sure about that now? This is directly from the Associated Press. Greg Bensel used the Saints team email to advise church officials on messaging and how to soften the impact of the Archdiocese's release of a list of clergy members credibly accused of sexual abuse. Also from the AP, Bensel asked an Archdiocese spokeswoman whether there might be a benefit to saying we support a victim's right to pursue a remedy through the courts. I don't think we want to say support victims going to the courts, Sarah McDonald, the Archdiocese Communications Director, replied. But we certainly encourage them to come forward. So, the Catholic Church in New Orleans' official stance on victims who have been sexually abused by members of the church is, yes, come forward and tell us, but please do not do anything about it, especially go to court where we will have to pay like a lot of money. So the Saints are trying to prevent more communications like that one from coming out. That's what this story is. Saints owner Gail Benson has given millions to the church, so their close relationship is no surprise. The surprise is finding out that of all the NFL owners that look like pedos, Gail Benson is the one linked to them. My money was on Mark Davis, I'm not gonna lie, with the side bet on Shahid Khan. It's always the billionaire you least suspect though, right? I mean, Mark Davis dresses in all white like an altar boy, for fuck's sake. I swear to God, if I find out Elon Musk is using solar power to make coal, I am not going to want to become a billionaire anymore. Just a multimillionaire. Now, I think there's no question that these emails should be released. The general public has a right to know about the extent to which Saints executives helped the church soften the impact of employing a man who admitted to touching kids and who was indicted last month for raping a 7-year-old boy for years. If this is as bad as it looks, Benson should be removed as team owner, and a complete cleaning of house should take place in the Saints organization. Furthermore, all Saints players should be given the option to go play for any team they want, not located in Boston, if those teams are willing to pay for them financially. It should be understood that if they don't want to be a part of this fucking disgusting story, they don't have to be, regardless of whether or not they're under contract. Now, I am baffled that a lead PR person for a professional sports organization couldn't see how bad the PR would be for helping do damage control for, I don't know, a little church pedo mess. That's like me not understanding how eating saucy chicken wings with a beard is going to be an uphill battle against cleanliness. But definitely a million times worse than my shitty beard analogy. But stay tuned, I will have a Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl preview episode coming up Sunday or Monday. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Probably one of the least fun episodes I've ever had to write. Subscribe here on YouTube. I'm on, whatever. I'm just glad this episode's over. Fuck me.